October 14th came in cold and ugly, fog sitting low like it wanted blood. 7 men closed in on Marcus Hale, the toughest guy anyone knew. He was built like a tank, undefeated in gym fights and street scraps, perfect footwork, perfect timing, no wasted motion. He raised his blade in flawless form. The first strike came high and he blocked it clean. The second came from the side, just a half second off, and that was enough. Steel cut across his ribs, pain detonated, breath vanished. He tried to reset, tried to lock back into his stance, but chaos doesn't wait for perfection. 3 more hits came wild and dirty. Armor cracked, knees buckled. 30 seconds in, Iron Marcus was on the ground. 10 feet away, a smaller guy named Eli Reyes was still moving. No stance, no pattern, just motion. He slipped, ducked, twisted, flowed through attackers like water through broken concrete. 7 men swung, none landed clean. Marcus watched through blood and confusion, asking the same question over and over. How? Chapter 1. The warning. Nobody listens to. 3 months earlier, back when Marcus still believed strength meant never bending, they stood in the old warehouse gym with cracked concrete and rusted beams. Coach Carter leaned against a heavy bag and told them straight up that only one of them would survive what was coming. Marcus didn't hesitate. He said it would be him, stronger, faster, cleaner. Carter shook his head and said Marcus was steel, beautiful steel, but steel snaps. Then he pointed at Eli and called him water. Marcus laughed it off, called him sloppy. Carter picked up a crowbar and a rubber hose, bent the hose, failed to bend the bar, then slammed the bar against the floor until it snapped clean. The hose stayed intact. Carter told Marcus he trained for perfect conditions, and life doesn't care about perfect. Marcus heard the words but didn't absorb them. Strong men rarely do. Chapter 2. Perfect becomes a cage. Marcus lived by rules. Same drills, same reps, same angles, same routines. He chased perfection like religion, and people called him Iron Marcus like it was a compliment. Eli trained differently. Random attacks, blindfold drills, uneven ground, broken rhythms. Some days he walked out mid-session when it stopped feeling real. Marcus thought it was lazy. Carter knew better. He told Marcus that chaos doesn't ask permission, and control is an illusion. Marcus didn't buy it. Discipline meant control. Control meant strength. Or so he believed. Chapter 3. The Lesson Under the Water. 2 weeks before everything collapsed, Carter took them to an abandoned dam. The water was freezing and loud enough to rattle bones. Marcus went first, locking his muscles and fighting the pressure. The water smashed into him like fists. 5 minutes felt endless. When he stepped out shaking, he said he endured it. Eli stepped in next and didn't fight at all. He moved with the pressure, adjusted to it, let it pass through him. 20 minutes later, he stepped out calm and steady. Carter told Marcus the truth he didn't want to hear. Marcus resisted reality. Eli adapted to it. That was the difference. Chapter 4. When thinking gets you killed. Training stopped being comfortable. No patterns, no warnings, no rules. 4 attackers, random timing, uneven ground. Marcus got wrecked. Every time he tried to set his stance, chaos broke it. Every time he planned, reality punched first. Eli didn't look clean or technical, but he survived. He rolled with hits, redirected force, slipped through gaps that didn't exist a second earlier. Carter told Marcus to stop trying to look sharp and start trying to stay alive. Then he blindfolded him and said the eyes lie, but the body doesn't. Panic hit, then movement. Not perfect, not clean, but real. For the first time, Marcus stopped thinking and just moved. Chapter 5. The moment. Everything breaks back on the battlefield. Steel was everywhere. Screams, mud, blood, confusion. Marcus tried to be iron, and iron failed. When he stopped forcing form and stopped trying to control the fight, something else took over. He flowed. He yielded when pushed, advanced when pulled, used momentum instead of fighting it. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. He didn't win clean. He stayed alive. Chapter 6. The most dangerous moment. Afternoon brought silence, and silence is when people die. That's when relief sets in and vigilance drops and iron reforms. Eli sat next to Marcus, barely scratched, and warned him not to freeze now. Marcus said he was exhausted. Eli told him water gets tired too, but it still flows. They breathed and let thoughts pass without clinging. Chaos could return at any moment. They stayed fluid. Chapter 7. Steel versus Water. A lone enemy staggered forward, and a big, armored warrior from another crew stepped up, hungry for glory. His technique was perfect, and his power overwhelming. He struck and missed, again and again. The enemy wasn't stronger, just adaptive. One clean counter ended it. Marcus finally understood. Strength wasn't domination. It was responsiveness. Chapter 8. You don't stay water by accident. Surviving the fight didn't make Marcus water forever. That's the lie most people believe. They think once you adapt once, you're changed for good. But water only stays water if it keeps moving. Back home, the gym felt safe again. Predictable, clean floors, known faces, controlled drills. And slowly, without realizing it, Marcus felt the old habits creeping back. Tight shoulders, fixed routines, wanting things to go exactly as planned. Wanting control again, Eli noticed it before Marcus did. One night after training, Eli leaned against the wall and said quietly that Marcus was freezing up. Marcus laughed it off, said discipline mattered. Eli didn't argue. He just said discipline that can't bend is just fear wearing armor. Chapter 9. The enemy that doesn't look like one. The next battle didn't come with weapons. It came with silence, business problems, relationships cracking, sleepless nights. Marcus tried to solve everything the old way. Harder effort, tighter grip, stricter control. The more he forced solutions, the worse things got. Employees quit, plans collapsed, stress piled up. That's when he realized something ugly. Chaos doesn't always announce itself with noise. Sometimes it just quietly removes your footing. Marcus remembered Carter's words. Life doesn't care about perfect. That night, instead of forcing answers, Marcus sat still. He let the fear pass, let uncertainty breathe. For the first time, he didn't demand clarity. He adapted to not having it. Chapter 10. Water in the mind. Marcus started training differently again. Not just physically, but mentally. He stopped rehearsing conversations in his head, stopped planning 10 steps ahead. When problems showed up, he responded instead of reacting. When plans failed, he adjusted instead of panicking. It felt uncomfortable. Letting go always does. But something strange happened. The less rigid he became, the clearer his decisions got. Just like water reflecting the sky when it's still, his mind started seeing reality instead of fighting it. He wasn't calmer because life got easier. He was calmer because he stopped resisting how hard it was. Chapter 11. When the old you comes back. Swinging growth isn't clean. One bad week, one betrayal, one unexpected loss, and the iron tries to come back hard. Marcus snapped during a sparring session, went full force, rigid, aggressive, old habits roaring. Eli stopped the match immediately. He didn't yell, didn't lecture. He just said, "You're fighting the moment instead of flowing through it." That hit harder than any punch. Marcus realized water isn't passive, but it isn't desperate either. Water doesn't explode, it redirects. That night, Marcus accepted the truth most people avoid. You don't eliminate rigidity, you notice it and let it melt. Chapter 12. Teaching forces mastery. A student asked Marcus one day why training felt so chaotic now, why drills changed constantly, why there were no fixed routines anymore. Marcus told him the truth. Fixed routines build skill. Broken routines build survival. He explained that real life never repeats the same problem twice, so training shouldn't either. The student struggled. Everyone does at first. Marcus smiled because struggle meant adaptation was beginning. Teaching forced Marcus to stay water. The moment he got rigid, students felt it. And that accountability kept him honest. Chapter 13. Water under pressure. Years later, the real test came. Not violence, loss. Someone Marcus loved deeply walked away. No warning, no explanation. Old Marcus would have locked up, obsessed, tried to control the outcome. Water. Marcus let the pain exist without gripping it. He didn't numb it, didn't dramatize it. He let it flow through him. It hurt like hell, but it didn't break him. That's when he understood the deepest layer of the lesson. Water doesn't avoid impact. It absorbs it without shattering. Chapter 14. The quiet strength. People around Marcus started asking why he never seemed shaken anymore. Why pressure didn't rattle him. Why failure didn't harden him. Marcus told them strength isn't standing firm. Strength is staying responsive. He explained that rigidity feels powerful because it's simple. Flow feels hard because it demands awareness every second. You don't get to relax into patterns. You stay present or you freeze. Water doesn't sleep. Chapter 15. What survives years past. New students came and went. Some wanted perfection, some wanted power. The ones who stayed were the ones willing to adapt. Marcus watched them change the same way he had. Slowly, painfully, honestly. He realized then that legacy isn't about dominance. It's about teaching people how not to break. The strongest thing he'd ever built wasn't his body or reputation. It was flexibility. Chapter 16. The last illusion of control. Marcus used to think mastery meant being unshakable. Now he knew better. The real illusion wasn't weakness. It was control. Years of flowing had taught him that life never hands you the same moment twice. Every problem arrives dressed differently, wearing a new mask, demanding a new response. The day you think you've figured it all out is the day you start freezing again. Marcus felt that temptation creep in sometimes. The urge to lock things down, to simplify chaos into rules. That's when he reminded himself that water doesn't memorize the river. It listens to it. Chapter 17. When the body slows, but the mind doesn't. Age hit quietly. Knees didn't bounce the same. Recovery took longer. Strength faded in ways Marcus couldn't ignore. Younger fighters were faster now, sharper, hungrier. Iron-minded men panicked when this happened. Marcus didn't. Water doesn't compete with its past shape. It changes. He stopped trying to prove anything physically and leaned into timing, awareness, positioning. He moved less, but every move mattered more. That's when students realized something uncomfortable. He was slower, but still untouchable. Chapter 18. The student who wanted to be steel. One student scared Marcus. Not because he was weak, but because he was obsessed with dominance. Perfect technique, endless reps, zero flexibility. Marcus saw himself in that kid. He tried explaining, tried showing. The kid nodded but didn't listen. One night, during chaotic sparring, the kid froze when things went off script and took a hard hit. Not dangerous, but humbling. He sat on the floor, shaking, confused. Marcus didn't comfort him. He just said, "That's the moment iron breaks." The lesson finally landed. Pain teaches what words can't. Chapter 19. Water isn't soft, it's honest. People confuse water with weakness because they don't understand pressure. Water cuts rock not by force, but by truth. It doesn't pretend the rock isn't there. It acknowledges it and adapts. Marcus taught this openly now. No motivational speeches, no hype. Just honesty. Life will push you. People will disappoint you. Plans will collapse. You can either argue with reality or work with it. One wastes energy, the other survives. Chapter 20. The day chaos came back. The real test always returns. It has to. A legal mess threatened the gym. Years of work on the line. Stress everywhere. Old Marcus would have clenched, fought, panicked. Water. Marcus gathered information, waited, adjusted strategy daily. He didn't rush certainty. He stayed flexible while others rushed mistakes. The situation resolved slowly, imperfectly, but the gym survived. More than that, Marcus did, calm, intact, unbroken. Chapter 21. Teaching without words. Marcus talked less now. He demonstrated when students panicked, he slowed down. When they rushed, he waited. When they froze, he moved. They learned by watching him respond instead of react. That's how water teaches, not by force, but by example. Students started carrying it outside the gym. Jobs dot relationships. Loss. They came back different. Quieter, sharper. Still. Chapter 22. The final lesson. Carter left behind. One rainy night, Marcus remembered something Coach Carter had said years ago, back when Marcus was still iron. The goal isn't to win fights. It's to stay human when things get ugly. Marcus finally understood that line fully. Rigidity dehumanizes. It narrows perception. Flow keeps you present, adaptable, alive. Water doesn't harden the heart. It keeps it open without letting it drown you. Chapter 23. When you stop trying to be strong. There came a point where Marcus stopped identifying as strong at all. Strength was just a tool, sometimes useful, sometimes irrelevant. What mattered was responsiveness, presence, the ability to meet the moment honestly without armor. That's when life stopped feeling like constant battle. Not because struggle ended, but because resistance did. Chapter 24. What never breaks steel rusts. Bodies fail, systems collapse, titles disappear. Marcus watched it all happen to people who thought they were unmovable. The only thing he saw survive consistently was adaptability. The people who bent didn't lose themselves. They preserved themselves. Water doesn't win trophies. It wins time. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and comment.